Hello, Ria sir. Am I audible?
Yes, madam. Yes, you are very much audible.
Hello, hello.
Hello, good afternoon, madam. Hello, good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah.
Shall we start the session?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
A warm good afternoon to one and all. Now we are on the plenary session of the afternoon of the third and final day of our Insight 2025, the three-day multidisciplinary international conference on integrating discipline for sustainable development. This session is graced with the presence of Professor Dr. Noor Hidayah, Professor, Universitas Islam Negeri, Alauddin Makassar, Indonesia, to speak on holistic healing, integrating spiritual practice in palliative care for fostering peaceful end of life. A warm welcome to you, ma'am, for the conference. We do have with us Dr. Mohammad Ali P. Sir, Secretary, College Management Committee, who has always been a constant pillar of motivation and stood with us always. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Krishna.
I welcome all the participants who are present here for the session and also Lieutenant Ms. Najia ma'am, Head Computer Science Department, who has present here for delivering the vote of thanks. Welcome all of you. Next, I would like to invite Muhammad Ali sir to give the introductory remarks and to chair the session. Handing over the session to you, sir. Sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Shri Madam. We are now reached a great time of our 3-day international conference, Insights 2025. As all of you know, we started the conference with the theme of Sustainable Development Goals, that is proclaimed by United Nations, declared in 2015, so that the 17 Sustainable Development Goals will be reached in 2030. And for us, mainly the discussions and deliberations were integrating the various disciplines like technology, science, commerce, business, arts, and literature. In all these days, we have witnessed wonderful sessions from resource persons, various resource persons. And today we have with us Dr. Professor Noor Hidayat. She is the Dean of Medicine at Makassar University, Indonesia. Alauddin Islamic University, Indonesia. This great university is an interdisciplinary university where science, technology, arts, commerce, various disciplines are taught in a research level. And we are fortunate that today Madam is with us with a fine topic, that is the palliative initiatives and the related spirituality. As you all know, our state, especially Kerala and this particular region, is pioneer in palliative care. We have not only in the urban area, but in rural area also, very strong units of palliative care, established units. And in this system, our institutions, colleges, and various clubs and forums are involved for making awareness about the palliative care among the youngsters, and also indulge in palliative activities. In our college, the National Service Scheme, NSS, and also National Cadet Corps, NCC, are the leaders of palliative activities. So I am sure that this particular session will be very much useful for all the volunteers as well as the student leaders for again strengthening their various activities. With these few words, let me invite Professor Dr. Noor Hidayat from Makassar Alauddin University to begin her session. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muhammad Ali, for a short explanation. Okay, can I start to deliver my presentation today?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So can you help me to share my presentation, or I can share by myself?
You can share the presentation, madam.
Okay. Could you see my PPT? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all of the committee, especially for Dr. Muhammad Ali and then Dr. Muhammad Rias, provide us to make like online because it's very difficult to get visa to coming to participate offline in India. But hope so in the next I can participate in your conference next. Okay, today I want to talk about holistic healing integrating spiritual practice in palliative care to fostering a peaceful end of life. I think this is one of the trend issues in the healthcare services today. So that's why it is very important to maybe we have the student here from the medical health faculty or from the nursing or midwifery or what else from the health sciences. We can learn together how to integrating spiritual practice in the palliative care. So I want to start my presentation about these quotes from the Martin Luther King. He said that every man must do two things alone. The first is must do his own believing and his own dying. Uh, my voice is clear for you. You can hear me good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, my presentation want to talk about introduction about the data, uh, why the spiritual it's very important to us to integrating in palliative care, and the second about how we can get peaceful end of life. We know that the last of our destinations is end of life. And the third is about spiritual nursing in end of life care, and then dimension of spirituality, how to understanding dying, death, and grief, and what the assessment tools to assess about our spirituality and holistic meaning making in spiritual nursing care, and then conceptual models of spiritual well-being in illness and benefit, uh, what we can get advantages or benefit if we are integrating spiritual palliative care, and the last is about conclusion. Let's see about the data. This is the global statistic on palliative care needs. Over than 40 million people require palliative care annually, with 69% of these individuals are aged 60 years older or older, while just 6% are children. And globally, 20% of hospital beds are occupied by patients nearing the end of life, with approximately 50% of deaths occur in hospital worldwide. And let's see, this is my research. The last years, I get the fund for this research about spiritual needs in palliative care. Uh, so I get 57.5% patient report high spiritual needs. This is, we can see how much the patient in the hospital it's need how to get the spiritual care, and only 39.5% nurses had educated training about spiritual care. And it's very amazing that 77% of nurses had never received training in spiritual care. So that's why they didn't give the spiritual care, deliver the intervention to the patients about the spiritual. And Marvin Delgado guy see that 50% of cancer patients report unmet with contribute to significant distress. And Marco said 96% of advanced cancer patients experience severe physical and emotional symptoms, often aggravated by unsolved spiritual concern. And I think what the point we can see the meaning of the spiritual care in palliative context. I want to explain about, we must know that the meaning of being human. As a human, what we want to destiny in the end. And then I think spirituality helps the nurse to see the patient's holistic and realize that patient needs not only physical care, but also about inner peace and in the deeper understand of life and death. So, in this context of spirituality in nursing palliative care, a deep understanding of importance, how to recognizing the spiritual dimension of patient or both their lives about the spiritual in the face of end of life. I think in nowadays today we are facing so many diseases where we don't know what the cause, what the etiology, but yeah, now we have the many cases make us is very stressed or depression about the situation today. It's impact our mental health. So this is the our challenges in the future. And then this is about peaceful end of life. We have there is four. This is about peace end of life. The approach or how to emphasize that the death is inevitable. What is very important is how clean face and prepare themselves for it. So for all of the patient in palliative care, they can get absence of pain or nausea, and then a sense of dignity and feeling value, how to get emotional comfort and tranquility, and the presence of family and caregiver to alleviate loneliness. So if we want to see the me as a Muslim, our religion perspective about care given to terminally ill patients include the spiritual, social, and emotional aspect. This is the we can add addition to medical aspect. So that's why for all of the patient in palliative care, it's need how to they can peaceful in end of life. And this is about spiritual nursing in end of life. This is the we have four concepts about the spiritual care, about transcendence, and then wellness, transformations, and hope. This is about when we talk about transcendence. This is means about problematic situation no longer has problematic, painful, or oppressive impact. And I think this is how to problematic situation no longer have painful or oppressive impact can can give a good for peace of life. And then the second is about transformation, spirituality that creates the transformational change. And the third about wholeness, the set out part that have been separate into one whole. And the last about hope. Hope is not forgetting the good in life, even if it is invisible. So, an integrated model of spiritual in palliative care can involve local religious group. We can provide education, training, and referral mechanism, how to assess a provision of spiritual resource and then choice of spiritual care providers. We can support by cultural specific knowledge and awareness within a palliative care team, including we can recognizing and exploring our spiritual beliefs and narrative. This is the very potential for harmful both for the patient well-being, but what the ability to make informed choice about the treatment for the patient. And the second is about how to listening to other people's story about life. This is the concept for spiritual care. Like the chaplaincy in the hospital, they must have the competency about how to be a good listener. Listening all of people's story about life, about spiritual journey, how to allow us to discover a new understanding of who they really are and what the important to them. So after all, the source of spiritual pain that this person is experiencing lies in a relationship that has been broken, and it might not be possible to repair that relationship, perhaps because the person has died, perhaps because they are unable or unwilling to forgive, or maybe it's a traumatic even with the long-term impact, which is cannot be changed by itself. This is where the concept of wholeness and hope come into play. Uh, this is the good concept, how to spiritual nursing in end of life. And this is the dimension of spirituality, how to understanding dying, death, and griefs. And I think we have 3 points here about how to finding meaning and purpose in life. The second is about experiencing spirituality through connection with others or a higher power, and then encouraging practice and behavior that reflect inner values. This is important how to we can practice with ourselves how to finding the meaning and purpose why we are in life, why we are here now. And this is the tools for spiritual assessment. We have 2 tools. It's very popular. The first is we call Fika, and the second we call Hope. Fika is about faith, belief, and community, and addressing issue action and actioning a care plan. And hope a meaning, organizing religion, personal spiritual and practice, and effect of medical care and of life issues. This is the both of these tools. This is the tech-same approach to finding the spiritual resource that this person should take and facilitating or strengthening their access to them, and taking an explanation of the beliefs that person holds that have important implications for their treatment, especially end of life treatment disease. So you can use these two tools for spiritual assessment. And then this is the last PPT. Oh, sorry. I want to explain about, because when we talk about spiritual care, we talk about how to finding the meaning of life. So how to making in spiritual nursing care, what we want to preparation for finding the holistic meaning in our life. The first is about self-preparation, how to reflect on personal value and readiness to provide care. The second about spiritual assessment, how to identify and understand the patient's spiritual needs. When the patient after get the meaning of their life and meaning of why they are get the illness, the second is we can identify and understand what the spiritual needs of patients. And the third is about spiritual intervention. We can offer care strategy aligned with the patient belief. And then spiritual intervention, what the patient wants to needs about the spiritual, what the strategy they want to get the finding the meaning of their illness, and then how to get the solve from if they are like stress or depressions or fear about their disease. This is a very good for give the spiritual interventions. And then presence about provide empathetic and compassionate support, and weekend evaluations and follow up about ensure ongoing spiritual support and other intervention as they are need. And about this is about the conceptual models of spiritual well-being in illness. If you see in the center, this is a finding spiritual meaning in the experience of illness. Yeah, sometimes we always give the suggestion for our patients, but when we understand about spiritual care, we don't want to give suggestion for all, but how to get their experience to like solve from their illness. Every people, every human have a self healing. We can get our self healing, and then for spiritual concept, spiritual well-being in illness concept, the center is and the point is how to finding spiritual meaning in the experience of life. How to finding we can get sometimes stressful life events can like simulation for us to finding the meaning of our life, severity of illness, personal fight, our belief in God, and then and spiritual contentment and religious practice and social supports. All this can make for us to get or finding our spiritual meaning. I think it's very good for all to practice. Maybe start for today. Although maybe we not get illness, but we can finding our meaning of life, our holistic meaning of life. From stress illness, stress life, from severity of life, personal faith, spiritual contentment, religious practice, and social support. Hope we can using all of these concept for finding the spiritual meaning. And this is the benefit. We can improve quality of life, reduction emotional and spiritual distress, and ongoing support for families during and after care. And then the benefit of integrated spiritual. This is the spiritual based palliative care serve as foundation of holistic healing, We can play a critical role in promoting the physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, and cross-disciplinary collaboration is essential to ensuring the effectiveness and success in palliative care. And the last, this is the one of quotes is I'm really like from Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, say that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but we are a spiritual beings having a human experience. Thank you very much. This is for my presentation today. Hope you can get the point and we can give the more benefit and impact for all of you all. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, madam. You have covered the spiritual aspects of the palliative care.
Thank you.
And definitely, it was a different experience for the students. Most of the students sitting or listening your talk, they are actually involved in the palliative care. Physically, they are doing all supports and help with required equipments. And even they visit homes of elderly people. That is the practice of our college. And but the spiritual connection to the palliative care and the talk was therefore wonderful. And it was different experience for our students. And as we know, globally in different places, different practices are there related to the palliative care and spirituality. Madam, it was a wonderful session for us. So I now request the students to open the interactive session.
Okay.
Dear students, if you have any kind of questions, queries, please do it. Thank you. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you.
If you have any questions or queries regarding this topic, you can ask our resource person. He will answer to you. Sir.
I have sent my presentation and paper. Maybe you can share to all of the students. They can read and then they can learn. Maybe.
Yes, madam.
Any questions?
Is it clear? Maybe.
Yeah, it was clear.
Sir, I think there is no more question.
Okay.
We can wind up this session.
And okay, I will ask one question. Okay, how the actually in India we have a system, many system for palliative care. How this is? We would like to know how this happening in Indonesia. How is what is the method you are following?
Okay.
Who is the authority? You got the question, ma'am?
Yeah. What happening now? Palliative care in Indonesia, and who is care about the spiritual care in hospital? This is your questions?
Yes,
or?
yes.
Okay, thank you very much for your questions. Nowadays, I think is in Indonesia, we are now is awareness about spiritual care in one of the foundation based on how to give the holistic care for the patient. Without spiritual, we can give the holistic care or holistic healing to the patient. So the important thing about the spiritual care, you must give the patient for spiritual care if you want to give the comprehensive healing or the holistic healing. So that's why this is the important thing to us to improving our competency, knowledge, and skill about the spiritual care. And I think this is not just in Indonesia, but in the world, because our challenges now and the next is about mental health. So this is it's very near about spiritual, and then how to reducing our emotional and stress and depressions. And how about the palliative care? Palliative care is about uh, how to give the peaceful end of life for all of the terminal disease for the patients. So that's why our prioritizing sincerity in service in palliative care and approach full of sincerity and empathy is needed in spiritual care. And as a nurse, we provide services with the compassion and sincerity, how to we can help create an atmosphere and support in inner peace for the patients. And as in my religions, in Muslim, in Islam, this is a deep insight into the purpose of human life, which is to worship God, and which is closely related to spirituality in nursing palliative care. So, spirituality in palliative care, the higher purpose of life is to worship Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And this is presenting a spiritual dimension in care. Human life is not only to meet physical needs, but also to worship God. And the role of the worship in improving the quality of life, and how to we can accept to of a faith and death. And in palliative context, its holistic care is essentials. How to help the patient accept the fact that they are the final stage of life, so we can helping patient accept this peacefully is a very important part of spiritual support, as this acceptance can reduce anxiety and increase a sense of peace in the face of death. I think this is my answer. Hope you can get the point of my answer. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any more questions from the participants?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
And actually, student, now we don't have more questions.
Okay.
We'll conclude the session.
Okay. Thank you so much
Okay.
for your questions.
Madam, the topic is really relevant because
Mhm.
the process of death, as we know, is the parting of soul from the body.
Mhm.
And therefore, definitely there is an impact of palliative care and spirituality.
Mhm.
And in Kerala here, a lot of palliative activities are there. But this particular term, that is the spirituality of palliative care, is a new term for us. Definitely, we will explore what all activities in the region taking place. Thank you so much, madam, for your presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Muhammad Ali.
Thank you. Welcome, madam.
First of all, good afternoon, students, teachers, all the dignitaries here. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Nurul Hidayah. She is a professor in medical and health science. Alauddin Massacre University, Indonesia. The topic she presented that holistic healing, integrating spiritual practice in palliative care to foster a peaceful end of life. We know that this subject is hold a immense importance because we know that we have nowadays all the countries everywhere the old age people rate is high compared to old age people. Then the all the youths are going outside and no one is there to care them. Such situation is there in Kerala and many of the developed countries also. So it reminds us to need to address not just the physical needs, but also the emotional and spiritual well-being is very important as a person is concerned. So this is a very different topic also because many of us we neglect this topic because after normally in the case of old age old age is what we are what is happening there is like we are not giving that much care to them. Sometimes we are some many pupils are trying to ignore them. So their physical needs and spiritual well-being is very important, and we have to cater their needs. She talked about that. I would like to thank you, ma'am, for this for the topic selection and your presentation.
Thank
Next,
you.
I would like to thank you. I would like to thank our secretary, Dr. Muhammad Ali sir, for his introductory speech, and he chaired the session by asking the questions and he making the students to understand the topic also. Then I would like to thank you, Dr. Ria sir, Dr. Nisab, and our NSS coordinator is here, the Sopna teacher, and all other NCC students and NSS students. On behalf of MES KVM College, I would like to thank you once again, Professor Nurul Hidayah ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hope we'll meet you soon. Okay. So can I leave, Dr. Rias?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hope we'll meet you soon, Dr. Rias and Muhammad Ali. Will visiting to India. And yeah, I have your MOU here already signed, and then I will bring in your country in near days.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
PE, Uline, ZCAM in zinc and folate can delay the progression of age-related eye-like conditions. And digital eye strain. In IT workers, most of will get digital eye strain because of digital devices they are used. Uh, Conclusion. A balanced diet with key nutrients, vitamin A, B1, B2, 12, C, D, E, zinc, folate is essential for maintaining eye health and preventing conditions like dry eye disease, digital eye strain, and related ocular disease. Nutrition such as curcumin, lutein, and zeaxanthin show promising productivity effect on ocular health. Thank you. Very you have presented with a very good clarity. Thank you. And a very interesting topic also, the relation between eye and nutrition. So, I'm having a small doubt. You have mentioned that several vitamins like A, C, D, etc. are all required for the healthy, for maintaining the healthy eye. What is the role of vitamin A in maintaining the eye health? Vitamin A is important one of these one that is going to protect our eye disorders like age-related macular degeneration, cataracts, glaucoma, all diseases. It will prevent from that. Is there any other specific disorder that is caused by the deficiency of vitamin A? A specific eye disease condition? Or and what is this macular degeneration? You have mentioned that some eye age-related eye disorders, like dry eye condition, macular degeneration. What do you mean by the macular degeneration? And it is one of the loss of center vision field. It slowly leads to blurry vision after it leads to loss of blindness. That is age-related macular degeneration. Is it similar to the diabetic retinopathy? Yes.
You know that proper nutrition leads to a good eye. Actually, is there any genes play genetics? Is there any role of genetics in eye disease?
Yes, ma'am. On one side
Is there any role of genes, genetics? Is there any role in eye disease?
yes.
Genes related
Gene related?
eye disease, is it affected?
Yes, affected. Not all people, some people get.
Is there any relation or you have checked any journals?
Next session going to present Narmada Art. phenomenal presenter. Myself, Narmada, Assistant Professor in the Department of Optometry from Dhanlakshmi Srinivasa University. And thank you, Insight 2025, for giving me an opportunity to present a review titled The Bionic Eye Revolution, Bringing Vision Back to Life. So moving on to the introduction, first we need to see the prevalence of blindness in our world. According to WHO, World Health Organization, globally up to 253 million people are living with visual impairment. Out of those, 37 million people are blind and 270 million people are suffering from mild to moderate visual impairment. Only less than 20% of visual impairments cannot be prevented or cured. This is why doctors and scientists are working on the bionic eye, which brings vision back to life, and it is a boon to blind people in the upcoming days. So in my paper, I have covered the history, structure of the bionic eye, working, and the limitation and the future of the bionic eye. So what is bionic eye? First, we need to see how our eye perceives the vision. So the eye receives the light stimulus from the object and transforms into the nerve impulse, which run along the optic nerve, reaching the visual cortex and give rise to the visual sensation. As we know, the retina is the innermost membrane of the eye that contains the photoreceptors like rods and bone and the macula. It is the most sensitive part. So this retina only transfers the light energy into the electrical stimulus, and this transmits into the brain through the optic nerve to create the vision. So bionic eye is a form of neural visual process which helps to restore the vision fully or partly. So visual processes implants are based on neuron and electrical stimulation which will be placed at different position. As we know, this is the visual pathway diagram. So implants are placed on the retina. In retina, the implants can be placed in subretinal and epiretinal membrane. Optic nerve stimulation can be also done, and LG and later genital body stimulation and cortical stimulation. So moving on to the history, from 1929 itself, the scientist starts working about electrically stimulated the occipital lobe of the brain, and it produces the phosphine. Phosphine is nothing; it is a small flash of light. And then in 2000 to 2010, only the golden era of experimental phase about the bionic eye was started. And in 2011, first retinal prosthesis was approved. FDA approved the Argus 2 prosthesis. And in 2021, newest generation of retinal prosthesis are under clinical human trials and animal trials. So there are 5 basic structures. Digital camera, so it is attached into your normal spectacle glasses. And then next one is video processing microchips. So in the second picture you can see that digital camera is attached with the spectacle. And then second it is a video processor. And then third is the electrical signal is then sent into the receiver. So implant is placed on the fourth position. So our eye captures the image and it sends wirelessly into the retinal implant. So these were some ongoing projects related to the bionic eye. Organs to retinal prosthesis. It is also called as artificial retina. It is the epiretinal implant. So it consists of a 3-part device that allows some perception of light and motion in patients who have lost the vision due to the retinitis pigmentosa. It is a degenerative condition. Surgery is done to place the implant on the patient's retina, but the patient should be aware that Argus 2 does not restore the full vision. The vision is restored in only black and white color, and it does not improve the fine details. So the 3 clinical trial results shown. The study was conducted among the 30 participants, and the vision was cannot afford it. Unfortunately, the vision offered by bionic eye is not clear enough as our human eye. I already told the vision bestowed by bionic eye is in black and white image only. And this bionic eye is not suitable for all the blind people. Example, glaucoma, it is suitable for only retinal degeneration patients. Still, the research is going on. And then this bionic eye does not provide a higher resolution. Another factor why bionic eye cannot replicate human eyes due to the lack of perception of color as the retina. Because our retina has millions of electrodes, but in bionic eye only 60 electrodes are placed. So many projects under the bionic eye are still under clinical trial. Approximately 1 million electrodes are needed for natural sight. The upcoming generation of Argus to retina simulator is under design with system controlled electrodes, which can produce high resolution images. And the developers are currently working on implants with 240 electrodes and peripheral electrodes to improve the size of the visual field. Moving on to the conclusion, the research and developments to bionic eye are being developed day by day, bringing vision back to life. This is a boon to blind people in the upcoming day. Let us hope that the future of the bionic eye will be more accurate images than the direct ones. These are the references, and I kindly acknowledge Dr. Rekha, our associate dean in School of Animal Science, and the Department of Optometry faculties, Ms. Kalyani and Ms. Teresa, and the Thank you. A very recently relevant topic we have selected, and I think I have gone through several papers for the review. So I'm having a doubt. You told that the implant is placed inside the retina, and in some other bionic eye, certain implants are also placed by making an insertion in the scan. So normally, the human body has the possibility or a tendency to reject any foreign body, as we normally do in organ transplantation. That's a major threat that we face. Is there any possibility of such kind of rejection or allergic reactions?
In one paper in our they implanted Argus to retinal processes. Here they identified the cases of rejection, neovascularization, and inflammation. But still, the research is going on. One paper in artificial silicon retina implant, it is the epiretinal implant. They are finding that the rejections and all less than the artificial silicon retina compared to Argus 2. Argus 2.
Can this bionic eye be used in all the age groups? If it is a small child or very aged
Can
person,
be used in all the age group, but only for retinal degeneration patients.
only for such patients, the bionic eye can be used.
When photoreceptors are affected, that patient only can implant this bionic eye.
And the cost you have mentioned in the limitations, the cost is not accessible to every common man. So, is there any papers regarding the future prospects or possibilities by integrating the nanotechnology or something that reduce the cost?
Still, they are going in the trials only now. They are implementing in animals only now. I didn't see the paper with the low cost.
Like your actually, what's the main cause of this retinal degeneracy?
Retinal degeneration is the loss of photoreceptor. Alright, photoreceptor means loss of photoreceptor. Millions of molecules in our body. Photoreceptor molecule both validation and loss is responsible for emission. So if the electrons are less means
So, what's the main cause for that? Cause retinal degeneracy. What's the main cause for retinal degeneracy?
cause for it means
Cause.
Next presentation of Gavila.
Good afternoon, Cornell present here. I am Janda Shetty, Department of Biochemistry, Dhanlakshmi Srinivasa University, Trichy, under the guide of Ms. Narmada, Dhanlakshmi Srinivasa University, Trichy. My topic is role of social media in eye donation awareness. In this presentation, I explore about social media plays an important role by examining the various platforms have leverages the digital platforms. A literature search review was taken by PubMed, Google Scholars, Midnight, Cochrane Library Science Citation Index Database from 2018 to 2022. By the keywords eye donation, different communities, and social media. Currently, 50% of social media users already adjust the way they deal with their health based on information received via online platforms. Social media platforms due to WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter have been spread among eye donation awareness. Did you know about hashtag? Create a hashtag as a memorable to one of the message. Encourage everyone to make a hashtag about eye donation awareness can improve the eye donation awareness. Virtual communities can, due to the social media, large communities have been educated, health literacy, and potential reach out to remote communities. Challenges by facing the eye donation awareness or limited knowledge due to the disfigure of
have taken your topic, stressing the role of social media in isolation. Can you just tell me, is there any other, just one example, to give it awareness in isolation, apart from social media, directly by approaching some people, you want to give them the awareness about the importance of isolation. Is there any other than social media?
I did research on like prefer the
Social media is a better tool. That is why you chose that.
I smell.
How many of your classmates have given their permission to your AI?
Now I'm taking a review only, ma'am. Next only I will take the research and
Are you willing to join AI?
I smell.
So, what are all steps you would take for that? Steps you taken for the isolation. Procedure. You know the procedure.
I am asking what is the procedure for taking a donation? You want to register in that IBAN and after that they will be next presentation from Niranjana.
A warm good afternoon to everyone present here. I take this time to thank all the dignitaries and delegates for attending this talk. I thank Insight for selecting this paper to present. So I am Niranjana, Assistant Professor from the Srinivasan University, Tiruchi, Tamil Nadu. So I take this opportunity to thank my student Ashifa Banu, we are from second year, who did a very hard work in making this study a success. A study in revealing the trends in frame style, material and color. So, as you all know, refractive error is prevalence in millions of people affecting in world. So, spectacle is the mode of correction where we correct the refractive error. Spectacle is not only we are using it as a functional use, but nowadays we are using it as a fashion accessory. Spectacles also provide vision, support, and comfort to the patients or the people who are wearing it. The traditional method of manufacturing the frame is about 60 to 90 steps and also costly. But nowadays we are using modern technologies, which is more in this
depicts psychological aspects of the individual occupation and sensitive skills of the publics and the activities we are involved in. And also, when wearing a spectacle, each spectacle gives a good look or changes the perceptions of the individual who are wearing it. So the method I use this as shown. So I refer to many articles. Upon various reasons, I excluded many of the articles, and now I have referred about 20 articles relevant to the topic. So going on to discussion, the spectacle frame is selected based on personal preferences, demographic influences, and recent evolutions. While considering the first and foremost personal preferences, all the adult individuals have the attitudes and behaviors while selecting the frames independently. That is, the adult individuals mainly focuses on style, vision, and avoiding whichever they don't like and seeking the style. People are open to owning multiple spectacles. That is, if they are going to many occupations and they also want style, they also want for vision, they are owning many types of spectacles with them for the various occasions. So if the frame is not satisfactory for the public, there is a decrease in wear of the specific frame. So it is important that the frame should satisfy the criteria like style, vision, and avoiding and seeking of the individual preferences. So surprisingly, in youngsters, they also have certain attitudes and behaviors. That is, they like to choose upon their favorite material, color, shapes, and size. As shown in table 1, youngsters prefer mostly red color frames, and the material they choose is plastic, and the eyepiece they choose is straight, and the lens shape they choose is rectangle, and lens size is medium. If the youngsters are given the spectacle they choose, it is shown that the youngsters wear it more often, and there is a uh, decrease in the if the youngsters is not avoiding the spectacle, if they wear the spectacle daily. So next, the demographic influences. Based on the gender, ethnicity, the frames should be selected suitable to the individual's facial features. Mismatch of the frame according to their facial features may show the disadvantages. Children's frames should be fitted according to their facial structures, age perception, and frame. It is surprising that sunglasses mostly worn by the older geriatric people show them as youngsters, as the sunglasses, bigger sunglasses cover the wrinkles around the eyes. Frame thickness and beauty plays an important role in perceiving the individuals with confidence. Recent evaluation in spectacles. Personalized spectacle program where in an app we can choose our favorite color, face shape, lens shape, and according to our preferences, the outcome will be coming, and the new the new frame will be customized for us. Which is reported that by using this, if we customize the spectacle, the individual will have self-confident and comfortable more with the spectacle. 3D printing in eyewear. In most recently, they are developing 3D printing in eyewear, which is also for customizing, especially for the facial deformities individuals. Another study reported that for normal individuals, both ready-made and non-customized frames behave the same thing in normal patients. Specs on monitors is used in the youngsters to monitor if they are wearing the spectacles regularly. Recycling the old spectacles are used in the remote areas where they have the poor economical income. In this, the old spectacle, which is donated to economically low community peoples, and the glass is given. So in conclusion, protecting the eyes from the screen time and also wearing the spectacle to correct the refractive errors. the spectacle should be dispensed with patience and necessity. Importance to fit and style is more important. Role of opticians is foremost important in undertaking all the points level. Thanks.
Yes, now, can you suggest what are the things that should be taken care of?
Ma'am,
By selecting a spectacle.
first and foremost, we should look at the facial shape of the customer or the individual. And nowadays, as a trend, the person needs the spectacle suitable for the trend. So, in our shop, first we should have all the frames that is undergoing with the trend, and the color, the facial shape, everything should match the patient's preferences.
So the preference of the customer should be given right.
Yeah, but also it should match the visual needs. For example, if in progressive, we should give the larger frame size, but if the patient is willing for small size, we should refer them that it is not suitable.
Is there any possibility for designing an artificial intelligence tool which can predict?
Sorry, come again, ma'am?
Is there any possibility for designing an AI tool for predicting when I give my face, the AI will predict?
Yeah, already I think it is in effective, like, I don't want to mention the brand, but already we have in online lens card and all, we can show our face in the app, so it will choose the face face. So it's already.
Nice presentation. Usage done. Any questions?
Next, Kalyani.
May I audible? No. Now? Hello.
My name is Kalyani Balakrishnan, Assistant Professor from the Mes Kvm University. I like to thank my co-author and my dear student, Ms. William from the Mes University for putting her maximum effort to complete this paper. First of all, we see this image, right? What do you seems to tell? Anyone? What is the camera denotes? And behind the three persons that stand there, right? What it denotes? Okay, it's mainly compare the artificial intelligence. It's mainly compare the role of artificial intelligence in myopia management. Artificial intelligence accuracy is same as our doctors predict how the refractive error affects to the patient. Before moving to my slides, I like to acknowledge my university, Dallas University for giving this opportunity to attending the conference. I
I like to thank Dr. Rekha, Professor and Associate Dean of School of Allied Health Science for giving her guidance to attend this conference. I am also like to thank Insight 2025 team for giving the proper communication and give the clarity of this conference. Okay, moving on to introduction. What is this first gift denotes? Can anyone tell? This first gift. Emetropia, right? Good. What is emetropia? Yes, good. When light rays comes from infinity, falls correctly on the retina is called emetropia. Then second gift, what is then? Myopia. Because when light rays not falls correctly on the retina, it falls in front or behind the retina. So what we will do? To wear these spectacles to correct the refractive error, right? We are using these spectacles regularly in your everyday life? No. Most of the youngsters are not using these spectacles in day-to-day life because of cosmetic purposes, right? Yes, of course, I know. But you didn't do that. You wear the spectacles continuously throughout the life, or else the power will be increased. Okay? What's the reason the power is increased? Do anyone know? What's the reason behind that? For using much amount of time for indoor activities like screen time. Increase the screen time to increase the refractive error. For especially in COVID-19 time, we mostly see the systems only, right? At that time, the myopia was reached at the pandemic. So, early detection and resistant monitoring are crucial for preventing irreversible form of myopia loss. In myopia loss, the AI is role a major part in that. The AI detect the correct refractive error and give the accuracy of the to find out the refractive error. First of all, we see the advantages of AI in myopia management. First, improve the accuracy of AI. Accuracy means both the doctor and the AI suggest the same refractive error power. The AI gives the same refractive error power, which was concluded by the doctor also. The accuracy is most important, and if AI gives the most accurate value of refractive error for correcting the refractive power. Then we see the personalized care. AI enables personalized treatment to tailor the individual needs. Because based on the age, the refractive error will be changed, right? For each age, the AI gives the correct power and accurate power and gives the personalized care to the patient. Then increase efficacy. Automation to reduce the clinical examination time. Nowadays, we will go to clinical sector, right, to check the eye. It takes time nearly 1 hour for dilating the eye to check everything in and out of the eye. So, in case of AI, it reduces the time seeking. It reduces the waiting area of patient, which is affect the brain also for waiting still now how much time we wait here to check the eye. So hereafter they will not come to check the eye for yearly once we check the eye, right? For this time eye consumption, the patients will not come to our clinic to check the eye. Then improve patient engagement. AI shows the visually. Visually means like laser points. These are all give the involvement, patient involvement to see the refractive errors vision to find out the accurate refractive error. Then better outcomes. AI predict and analyzes the personalized therapy to improve the better outcomes. Then we move on to methods. It's the Prisma method. We reviewed 20 articles to find out how the AI is important to detect the myopia management. Discussion. Myopia onset patient is involved in baseline spherical equivalent. Spherical equivalent means to correct the refractive error both in horizontal and vertical median, especially in astigmatism power.
and then accident actions, and then the lifestyle factors. AI enables the ophthalmic devices address the lack of resources in primary hospitals by improving the diagnosis and care. AI predicts the correct diagnosis and give the accurate care to find out the refractive error, and the patients also have the much importance and regarding the refractive error. However, data privacy, ethics, and reliability must be addressed for safe and equitable implementation. Then, the role of deep learning algorithm in addressing myopia. Deep myopia is the one of the AI tool to predict and accurate the correct refractive error, to find out the correct refractive error and prescribe the correct outcomes to the patient. Compared to the metadata and fundus model, metadata gives only the data, what's the effect in the eye. But AI predicts the treatment also, how you treat the patient. In artificial intelligence technology, AI improves the myopia management but faces challenges like infrastructure, validation, data safety with significant potential for global impact. Yes, of course, infrastructure is most difficult for artificial intelligence in myopia management. Once the artificial intelligence came, we give the n number of data to that machine and find out if the patient have defects or not. AI compares these images to the normal images and predict if the patient have difficulties regarding the refractive error or not. Then AI myopia, current and future actions. AI holds for enhancing myopia care but need optimization in interpretability, human-machine interaction, generalization, and robot tests. It means that interreliability, the AI and the patients have the proper communications only we can find out what the refractive error. So it will also the current and future directions to find out the communication is most important regarding the patients and the AI. Most of the laws and regulations must adapt regularly to ensure effective oversight of AI applications, artificial intelligence applications. We didn't use that AI like that. We have lots of laws and regulations for maintaining the and give the AI data to that machine and find out if the machine's accurate is valid or not. And conclusion is deep learning and multifocal imaging enable artificial intelligence integrations in myopia management to provide early identification, individualized treatment, and improve the patient outcomes. Deep myopia aids the accurate value to find out if the patient have refractive error or correct spatial equivalent, or if the patient have any fundus changes. These are that we can find out by using the deep myopia. So AI has a significant potential to improve the myopia care, but much work is needed for infrastructure. We give the infrastructure, the cost is also too high, but it is most important for remote areas like primary hospitals. Without the proper alternatives there, by using AI, we can find out if the patient have refractive error or not. This leads to reduce the visual impairment in day-to-day life. These are my references. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Denny. A nice presentation and good slides. My question is, what is the availability of AI-enabled ophthalmic devices in our eye hospital?
Like OCT, ocular coherent tomography and fundus models, we can find out the fundus images. But it only tells the fundus problem only. It did not detect the proper refractive error.
It is available in our eye hospitals?
Yes, available.
Yeah, okay. So is it only for addressing myopia or cataract, any disease, eye disease?
Based on the refractive error, we can find out if the patient have cataract or not. High refractive error denotes the cataract also. So refractive error tells the 50% of patients have what's the problem.
So we can make it all type of eye diseases.
Yeah.
Is the AI enabled?
So this technology is already in practice.
In abroad only, ma'am. So now India not available to use
So
AI.
any specific AI tool for
Deep myopia is AI tool, ma'am. Deep myopia is the AI tool then we can use the deep myometer, we can find out the refractor through the scanning the eye. Through scanning the eye, it gives the refractive power and axial length and curvature of the cornea and lens. It seems to correct the refractor.
എടുക്കുമ്പോ ഇപ്പൊ തുടങ്ങും ഇപ്പൊ വണ്ടിയൊക്കെ എടുത്ത് പുറത്ത് കിട്ടോ.
Miss Adira, can you hear us? Adira.
കേൾക്കുമല്ലോ അല്ലേ? പറഞ്ഞാൽ കേൾക്കുമല്ലോ. അതിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ? പറയുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ, അവിടെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. അല്ല, അതിന്റെ അവിടെ ജസ്റ്റ് ഇങ്ങനെ ലിങ്കായി.
Adira, we can't hear your voice.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
അതാ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്, കണ്ടോ? ഇപ്പൊ വന്നുപോയി.
Ma'am, am I audible?
കണ്ടോ? അപ്പൊ പറയുന്നല്ല അർത്ഥം.
Hello.
ഉണ്ടല്ലോ.
മാം കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
സ്പീക്കർ ആയിരിക്കും മൂന്നാമത്തെ.
Please read, Adira.
മാം കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ? Am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible. You can start.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Good afternoon, one and all present here. Today, I am here to present my research work as a part of Insight 2025. Let me move on to the presentation. The title of my presentation is Exploring the Inhibitory Potential of Flavonoids Against SARS-CoV-2 MCO, the Computational Molecular Docking and Simulation Approach. In the battle against diseases, COVID-19 has been a tough opponent. Coronavirus disease is an acute respiratory disease caused by SARS-CoV-2 virus. It was first reported in December 2019 in the city of Wuhan. As of 9 December 2024, 777 million death cases has been reported. Due to its alarming rate and severity, WHO reported it as declared as a global pandemic. This virus severely affects the heart, kidney, which ultimately result in multiple organ failure and death. This is the structure of coronavirus. It consists of an envelope, round positive sense single-stranded RNA, and bound to this RNA are nuclear proteins that help the virus its structure and enable it to replicate. And it consists of spike proteins that these projections help it acts as grasping hook that allow the virus to latch onto the host cell. And this is the Mpro enzyme, which is a key enzyme of coronavirus and has a pivotal role in the viral replication and transcription. So we have taken Mpro as an attractive drug target for treating SARS-CoV-2. The figure shows the high resolution X-ray crystallographic structure of SARS-CoV-2. Here, moving on to my research work, our research work, a number of researchers are looking into plant-based molecules because of its excellent antiviral activity. Flavonoids, they are a class of phenolic phytochemicals and it's an integral part of many therapeutic applications. And among these flavonoids, we have flavonoids like camphorol, mesquite, QSC. We have chosen this class in this research work, and in this present work, we have made a thorough attempt to determine the potentiality of 15 flavonoids to inhibit this Mpro by using molecular docking studies, molecular dynamic simulation, and toxicity analysis. For a comparison, we have taken the FDA approved remdesivir. This is the work line of this solution. We have the molecular docking of 15 flammables followed by the attenuation and the toxicity prediction. Then moving on to the molecular docking studies, it's a modeling method to evaluate the inhibiting ability of compounds against target receptors. This is the work line of that. We have to select the protein and the ligands, followed by the binding site prediction. Then we have to carry out molecular docking, followed by evaluation, and we get the final result at 2D and 3-dimensional courses and the docking scores. Here we have done this molecular docking using Autodoc Vina. Then this is the graph of the molecular docking studies. Graph shows that the binding affinity of flavanols against Empro ranges from minus 8.0 kilocalorie per mole to minus 6.1 kilocalorie per mole, with camphorol having the highest binding affinity. It should be noted that this fisetin, gosipectin, morin exhibit higher binding affinity compared to FDA-approved drug remdesivir. Higher the negative binding energy, higher will be the inhibiting ability. Thus, camphorol, camphorite, morin, gosipectin, and fisetin could be probable inhibitors of Empro, provided it possesses good toxicity profile. This figure shows the best this figure A shows the best docking process camphorol with Empro. It is clear that the amino acid 16-145 and histidine 41, this forms the catalytic dyad of this Empro. This camphorol interact with these two amino acids, and in figure B shows the two-dimensional interaction with these amino acids. Figures C and D, we can see the interaction of Empro with the how Empro is inculcated in the cavity of this Empro. Sorry, how camphorol is occupying the active site of this Empro. We can see in these figures. Then moving on to the molecular dynamic simulation, it's a powerful tool that can be used for simulation of biomolecules. It predicts how every atom in molecular system will move over time. We have to follow these steps. We have to prepare the protein structure, followed by the preparation of protein topology, solvation, ionization, energy minimization, system equilibration, and running the MD simulation. We have run molecular dynamic simulation using GROMAX, using charm force field at 300 Kelvin temperature and 1 bar pressure. And here are the results. The figure shows that RMSD values, that is the root mean square deviation. It measures the change in structural protein during MD simulation. Higher the RMSD value, higher will be the degree of deviation as compared to reference. RMSD value of less than or equal to 3.3 angstrom for protein ligand complex is acceptable. From this, we can see that the RMSD value of camphorol lies within this range. That means it successfully completes this molecular dynamic simulation. This video also, from this we can see that the MD run of camphorol with Empro can be seen in this video. It can be seen that the camphorol is quite stable in this active site, as it is not detaching out from the active site during this 300 nanoseconds MD run. Followed by this, we have done the toxicity analysis of top 5 flamanols and remdesivir, that's the FDA approved drug that we have carried out for comparison. The study point out the high safety profile of camphorol as it shows post-toxicity profile. So out of these 15 flamanols, we suggest camphorol emerges out as the best Empro inhibitor. So we can conclude that this COVID-19 is SARS-CoV-2 is the causative agent for COVID-19, and main protease is a key target for COVID-19 treatment. Here we have used Autodoc Vina to dock flavanols and remdesivir to Empro. From that, we could find that camphorol, camphorite, morin, fisetin, and gosipectin showed high binding affinity to Empro than remdesivir, suggesting potential for stronger inhibition. And out of these 5, camphorol exhibited strong safety profile with minimal toxicity and greater stability. Camphorol showed significant potential as therapeutic agent against COVID-19, warning further investigation. This is our future work. We can combine this AI-driven computational tools with conventional methods so that we can optimize the drug design. We can also experimentally validate the result of these in silico findings. These are the reference. And thank you.
Okay, Ms. Adrai, that was a nice
Yes, ma'am.
presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
That molecular docking slide.
Okay, ma'am.
I think second or start.
This one?
No, molecular docking. Next one. Next one.
Result?
Yes. So, how you studied this molecular docking?
Sorry, ma'am, how?
Which characterization you used to study the molecular docking?
Ma'am, we have used the binding affinity. We are measuring this binding affinity.
Okay.
The higher negative the binding affinity, more stable will be the protein and the ligand.
Okay. Yes, nice work. Thank you, Arya.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next presentation. Miss Ramla Kemi. Ramla teacher.
Am I audible?
Yes, teacher, you are audible.
Is screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, all. Myself, Ramla Ketty, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, PTM Government College, Perindamana, and my topic of presentation is exploring nonlinear optical phenomena in semi-organic crystals, mechanism and applications. In semi-organic crystal, it contains an organic component. That component can be an aromatic or an amino acid or a biomolecule, and the inorganic component can be epithelion, salts, or crystal fiber. Usually, the organic parts usually provides flexibility, lightweight nature, and tunability, but the inorganic part complements the availability of durability, thermal stability, and conductivity for the material. These are the main properties of the semi-organic crystal. The high enhanced strength and stability provides the durability and resistance to mechanical stress. It provides high enhanced charge transfer, which enhances the electrical conductivity. Usually, the inorganic component provides high thermal conductivity, and if the doped material is a transition metal, the material will be a magnetic property, and it can also show photonic crystal behavior. Now, coming to the nonlinear optical properties, the material is able to produce second harmonic generation, third harmonic generation, some frequency generation, difference frequency generation, nonlinear refraction, nonlinear absorption, and electro-optic effect. Now, coming to the case of a zinc chloride added alpha glycine crystal, the parent crystal alpha glycine is a centrosymmetric space group, and when added to the main criteria of a second order nonlinear activity is a non-centrosymmetric space group. So, in this case, this high enhanced lattice distortion and enforcement of charge distortion in the material can induce a non-centrosymmetry in the monomer. And this added zinc chloride provides high extensive intramolecular charge transfer, and that enhances the second order efficiency in the present case. Usually, metallic impurities provides an organometallic structures which provides high charge transfer ability. That charge transfer can either be from ligand to metal or from metal to ligand. And by tuning the size and ligand size, we can change the NLO properties of the material. The glycine has been added with the potassium thiochloride, sodium nitrate, sodium sulfate, and ammonium dihydrogen phosphate. In each case, unique NLO properties can be observed. was added with the sulfate, formate, and oxalate. Such crystals show excellent optical transparency, which provides high efficiencies towards potential applications. And this crystal is material is formed by the slow evaporation technique. Then glycine, formic acid, zinc chloride, and deionized water are the reagents used. The purpose of formic acid was to maintain the pH at 2. Then the crystal structure was a monoclinic one, and the lattice volume by XRD measurement, the lattice volume was increased slightly increased, which indicates the presence of the added doping. Then coming to the transmittance of the crystal, 78% is the transmittance of the alpha glycine crystal, but in this case, 99% of the transmittance was observed, and it is due to the electronic cloud delocalization, and these are also an indication of the enhanced nonlinear activity of the material synthesized. Then the cutoff wavelength also is found to be decreasing in this case. That also is an indication of the enhanced NLO properties. PL is also shifted towards the blue emission, and it indicates the high recombination of electronic transition, and which can be used in the photonic applications. Now, the second harmonic generation was studied using inquiry method, and a green light of wavelength 532 nanometer was observed. And in this case, this enhanced second harmonic generation was allowed to because of the three reasons. One is the parallelly aligned dipole moment between glycine and zinc chloride. Second one was the intramolecular charge transfer between glycine and zinc chloride. And the third one was the asymmetric distribution of pi electron cloud density in the ground. Zinc added as glycine crystals. In this case, the second harmonic generation efficiency was found to be 1.44 times that of the KDP crystals. Coming to the dielectric properties, the dielectric constant is found to be decreases as temperature, and which is increases at low frequencies, and the temperature dependent, it is temperature dependent low frequencies, and it is temperature independent at high frequencies. And the low dielectric loss of the crystal is shown here, which is shows the level of defect is very reasonable. And because hardness method is used to study the hardness of the material, and in this case the hardness of the material is found to be increasing with the zinc chloride concentration. Now Meyer's index has been calculated in this case, and the value is found to be 4.6, and that shows that the material is a soft material. Now, in the case of N-acetyl glycine hydrochloride crystal, third order nonlinearity has been studied using Z-scan method. Closed aperture method shows that the material is having negative nonlinear refractive index because the peak is followed by a valley. And using the transmittance at the peak and valley, we can calculate the second order nonlinear diffractive index. This third order nonlinear diffractive index of the material, and hence the open aperture extent can be used to find out the nature of a material, whether it is a RSA or SA. In this case, it is found to be saturable absorber because in this case this transmittance, or the suppose we consider the absorbance is found to be decreasing with the increasing intensity of the material. From this, we can calculate the nonlinear absorption coefficient by noting the peak value in the open aperture mode. And by using these two cases, we can calculate the value of the third order nonlinear optical susceptibility. These are the values tabulated, which shows a great enhanceability compared to the parent compound. Now, coming to the application of semi-organic crystal, it had many applications in electronics, optics, energy applications, sensors, medical applications. And these are the challenges which we face when coming to the growth of the materials. That is a difficulty in controlling the crystal growth, limited scalability for commercial production, and stability concerns in certain environments. And future directions of the research should focus on the new organic inorganic hybrid system and development of more efficient and scalable synthesis methods so that it can be used in industries, and application in quantum compute and advanced electronics. And conclusion of my presentation is that semi-organic crystals are versatile materials with unique properties. They hold promise for application across various fields, especially in electronics and optics, and ongoing research is expected to overcome existing challenges and expand their applications. These are the references used. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you. നമ്മുടെ വാലിഡിറ്റി ഫംഗ്ഷൻ ഓൾറെഡി സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തേ, അതാണ് ഓഡിയൻസ് ഒന്നും ഇല്ലാത്തത് ടീച്ചർ.
ഏത് എന്ത് എന്ത് ടീച്ചറെ?
വാലിഡറി ഫംഗ്ഷനെ
സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും അല്ലേ?
ഓക്കെ ടീച്ചർ, നൈസ് പ്രസന്റേഷൻ.
ഓക്കെ.
ICD ഉണ്ട്, ICD stream ഉണ്ട് വേറെ.